I'm Mr. Chapman. You might have met me before, you might not have done. I'm obviously one of the science teachers at the Morley Academy. I'm just going to talk you through some of the outlines of your course that you're doing for science, and then just some top tips just to help you get through. Now, first and foremost, I think quite a few people won't be sure on exactly how their science course runs. Now, what we've got here is just a layout of exactly what you're going to be covered and what's going to be happening at the end of your course. Every single one of you is going to cover 6 exams. Now, there's going to be a biology paper 1 and a biology paper 2, so 2 papers on biology, chemistry 1, chemistry 2, and physics 1, physics 2. All right? Each paper looks at being 1 hour and 15 minutes long and 70 marks. Now, if you sit in the normal course, what you'll get is you'll get 1 GCSE for the combination of these 3 papers and 1 GCSE for the combination of these 3 papers. So an outcome of 2 GCSEs. Now, there is an alternative. You may have taken triple sciences. In that case, your exams are going to be a little bit longer. Each exam is 1 hour and 45 minutes long and covers 100 marks, as you've covered a lot more material in your course that you've been doing. The slight difference as well is that you would get 3 GCSEs out of that rather than just 2. So, now you know how the course works, some top tips on how you're going to perform and how you're going to do really well. Now, there's some big changes that have come forward this year. There are 21 key practical exams that you need to have done in lessons and that can be asked about in your tests. What we've done as a science department is that we have filmed each of those practicals for you and put them on eSchools. So if there's any that you can't remember that you've not done, you need to be finding those and asking your subject teacher where those videos are and watching them back so that you can revise those practicals. The second key thing, the physics equation sheets that previously students got don't exist anymore. There are now 20 equations that you need to memorize for your exam, and that's a lot. What you'll need to be doing is looking in your planner on pages 203 and 204, where all of the equations that you need are there. If you look in this final column here, it says need to recall. If you have to recall an equation, it means that you are not given it and you need to memorize it. Practicing these again and again and again is the best way of you learning those, and really key advice for anybody that wants to do well in their exams. When you're taking your exam then, some other things to think about, some key parts that come into science, are graph skills. Now, graphs come up all the time in science, in all different types and all different shapes and all different sizes. And you've got to be able to read any type of graph, whether that be a bar chart, whether that be a line graph, whether it's got multiple lines on, or curves. You've got to be able to look at them. And the key thing to always do is to talk about actually what is written in the axis. Never say it increases, never say it decreases, because the examiner might not know what you're talking about. Use what's written in both of the axes titles and describe it really clearly. Finally, okay, if you'll be given a graph, you may be asked to plot the points. Have a look at the column that you need to plot, check the values that are there. If you're calculating a mean, make sure you know how to calculate a mean. Put your points on the graph, and then include a line of best fit. Now, being careful that a line of best fit doesn't have to be a straight line. A line of best fit, in most examples, can be a curve. And if we're looking at this one here and the points that we've got, our line of best fit will curve up and come back down. And it's key that you're not just using a straight line to always do these. Finally, understand the difference between describe and explain. If you're describing a graph, you can just talk about where those points are going and the trend that you're seeing. If you're explaining, you need to use your scientific knowledge, your scientific understanding. Good luck with your exams. There's a lot of information to learn, but we've got the time to do it. As long as you put the effort in, you'll be phenomenal.